Now we take you through the starting order for Heat 2 for Minimax. Riley Morrow will start from pole position, and Jeff Verbeek will be alongside on the front row as it was in Heat 1. So we'll have the same following order with regards to Heat 2. Leo Livings and Alfie Mayer rounding out row 2. Can Osler and Tristan Abils row 3. It's Arthur Farrow and Dimitar Lazarov on row 4, Marc-André Quesada and Julian Dumas rounding out the top 10 with Ryan Rambadarat and Mick Klinkers on row 6. Row 7, Austin Aman and Klaus Hans. Row 7. Row 8, Leon Herbos and Noah Steyhalder. Conor Halfer and Trent van Melk rounding out row 9 with Matthias Verreken and Albert Farrow rounding out the top 20. There is a little bit, well, there's a part that might have come off of a cart, and it has because someone's come to a halt. That is the 122 of Riley Morrow that is not going to take the start. That is a disaster for the young Brit. So we're going to have 21 runners and riders, and that was a cover of some description, which has brought the cart to a halt. Rounding out the order will be Mikael Kumas and Dejan Habits, which will mean that based on the results, Riley Morrow will start the final in 22nd place from stone dead last. And then we'll have 10 minutes plus an additional lap to get past as many drivers as possible. That is a real shame. I never wish for a driver like Riley Morrow, who so convincingly won the opening race of the weekend for Minimax on the road, for technical dramas to hit in Heat 2. So with that, we are down to 21 runners and riders. So effectively, there will be a space alongside Jeff Verbeek. So Leo Livings will have to keep aligned with Alfie Mayer on row 2 and could give the 177 out of both his English and Ukrainian heritage an opportunity for the run down the start-finish straight when the lights go out. So 10 minutes on the timer plus an additional lap, and then after the results have been finalised, after sporting and technical matters post-session, we'll then have our grids decided through the combined results over both heats. So the action about to get underway here in the afternoon. Into the tram lines we go, revs rise, lights are out, and it's the run down to T1. Alfie Mayer goes threading the eye of the needle in the middle and is being followed by Tristan Abils, I think. But however, Leo Livings has ended up at the sharp end of the field. Looks like Alfie Mayer has dropped a few positions as the 101 Can Osler from Turkey goes wide coming out of turn 4. It was 3 abreast at that point on the circuit. It's the Formula K of Julian Dumas. Manages to get through. This is going to be very closely packed heading into turn 7. Alfie Mayer trying to get the run on Dumas. Dumas runs wide through turn number 8. Now Alfie Mayer gets through. But at the moment, it is Leo Livings that leads the way. Second, I think that is Tristan Abils. But we've got another... Oh, that's Can Osler again. 2 times in trouble on the opening lap as Alfie Mayer gets through on Julian Dumas. Now has the 102 of Mick Klinkers just in front. Leo Livings will bring us across the line. And that was a bit of not scare tactics, but frightening tactics there from Alfie Mayer on the inside of Mick Klinkers. And now they go through turn 2 again. Alfie Mayer swinging it to the outside at turn 3. He's going to thread the eye of the needle between Mick Klinkers. Is he going to get through on Julian Dumas? Tries to do so at turn 5. So gets through on Klinkers, doesn't get through on Dumas. So Ken Osler drops to the back end of the field. Riley Morrow out before we'd even gotten the start underway. Now Jeff Verbeek is ahead of Tristan Abeels and now trying to get through on Leo Livings at turn 9, but Livings round the outside at turn 9, unable to hold on to that race lead. So Jeff Verbeek gets through and retakes the race lead here on lap 2 of the race. 7 minutes and a half to go, plus an additional lap, as we wait to see what the differential will be between the top two. I'm not too sure if I might have seen someone with possibly a loose right-hand side of a rear bumper very shortly ago, but we'll wait and see whether that might have been the case. However, Jeff Verbeek leading ahead of Leo Livings. The gap was just over 0.11 of a second between the pair as they came across the line to complete lap number 2. Jeff Verbeek, new fastest lap, 1 minute 15.976. Arthur Farrow now has made it up to 4th place, closing in on Tristan Abeels, who won the mini rookie classification in the opening heat and looks to consolidate that in this race. Sven van Melk now has moved up 8 places from 18th to 10th. Matthias Verreken up 6 places to 13th. As Arthur Farrow trying to close in on Tristan Abeels, does so through turn number 11, might get the opportunity to go for the inside move here at T12. Waits and thinks about it. He's got Alfie Mayer closing in on him. And now through the inside of the final corner. That was textbook anticipation there from Arthur Farrow, who manages to get the slingshot and the side draft from Tristan Abeels down the start-finish straight, heading into turns 1 and 2. So a good run there by the 124 for Dan Holland Racing. Dan Holland Racing based pretty much on the doorstep of Wilton Mill Kart Club in Northamptonshire. That's also where Time Racing Engines is located, along with the new Racing Academy that DHR has now announced, and trying to give younger drivers an opportunity with a customizable package whereby you can get into racing for very, very reasonable costs into the world of karting. So great initiative. Had a nice little chat with Dan Holland himself about that earlier. But we're nearly at half-time in this race. And at the moment, well, the way things stand, it looks like we could have a very, very interesting front row on our hands, because at the minute, well, Leo Livings will score 88 points if he finishes where he is now. Jeff Verbeek, who's leading, would be on 81, and that would put Leo Livings on provisional pole for the final at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Alfie Mayer now has found his way through on Tristan Abeels. That puts him, oh, that could be even Stevens between Leo Livings and Alfie Mayer, who goes right round the outside of Tristan Abeels and Gillian Dummer. So on the basis of countback, if it goes to a tie break, if Alfie Mayer, who had 50 points in race 1 by having the victory, if he gets 38 by finishing 4th in this one, that will put him on pole, and Leo Livings will be alongside him on the front row. Tristan Abeels versus Gillian Dummer. And also Mick Clinkers. And Clinkers doing a very, very good job here. Other drivers moving up the order. Austin Aman up 5 spots from 13th, now runs 8th. Sven van Melk up 9 places from 18th. Connor Halfer now 10th, having started 17th. We have 3.5 minutes to go, plus an additional lap. Ryan Rampadarath, in the meantime, has moved up to 4th in Mini Rookie, behind Albert Farrow and ahead of Noah Stayhalder. So the battle for the Last 3 spots in the 5 mini rookie competitors still being battled. Great switch back there from Tristan Abeles on Julien Dummer. The battle for 5th place on the road, but Tristan Abeles does not need to worry about where he finishes. Be a nice little scout thereof to finish ahead of Julien Dummer, which he didn't do in the previous race. And it is, funnily enough, over 5th place. They battled over what was 5th place on the road last time. Julien Dummer nearly makes a complete mess of turn 10. Catches the back end as it slides out to the left-hand side. And once again, Dummer deep into turn 12. Abeles gets the crossover and manages to get back through. Meantime, Alfie Mayer. This could be the move if he gets through on Arthur Faro within the next 2 minutes plus an additional lap. This will put him on pole by a 3-point margin. So we'll put him onto 41 points, meaning his total will be 91 at the end of this. But then we cast away all the points, put it to one side, and then say, right, it's the final, it's winner take all. And Alfie Mayer makes the move with 1.5 minutes to go. So a nice little run there for the 159. As both he and also Arthur Faro make their way through out of turn number 11. But Jeff Verbeek has been comfortably moving along at a good pace. Mikael Kumas has just picked up a 5-second time penalty for runoff used at area 2. And that's been picked up by race control. So a 5-second time penalty going to the number 111. As there goes Julien Dummer up the inside of Mick Klinkers. Battle for 6th place. Klinkers still manages to get through and held the outside line going into the traditional apex at turn number 3 over Julien Dummer. And this time Dummer uses the curbing. Oh, that was very, very close. And another move and change. This is the battle again for that 3rd place. So once again, Arthur Faro gets overtaken by Alfie Mayer. This time, turn 7, coming off of the Europalan. So a good move by the 159. So, one more lap to go. And Jeff Verbeek starts it. Leo Living starts his final lap. Alfie Mayer, 1 lap away from taking provisional pole for the final for Mini and Mini Rookie. It takes place at 3 p.m. local time this afternoon. But Jeff Verbeek has really put himself into contention. Well, looking at it this way, Alfie Mayer and Jeff Verbeek, get this, 91 points apiece if the results stand. So Alfie Mayer can't do anything about that situation. It is going to be what it will be. But of course, sometimes a decision can go against a driver post-race, once the bumpers get checked, and also when they're on the weighbridge. Those are the first 2 hurdles they need to clear. But it's going to be out of the final corner. And Jeff Verbeek finished 3rd in the opening heat. He's going to take the win in Heat 2. 2nd, Leo Livings guarantees his spot in the top 3. And Alfie Mayer will cross the line, finishes P3. So if it goes to a tie break, I think it might be the driver that's had the most recent win that could put Jeff Verbeek, Alfie Mayer and Leo Livings as your top 3 on the provisional grid for the final later on. But Let's concentrate on the present, shall we? Jeff Verbeek finishes as the race winner by over 4 seconds from Leo Livings. Alfie Mayer rounds out the top 3, putting Verbeek and Mayer at level, provisionally on points, 91 apiece. Arthur Farrow finished in 6th place in the previous heat, finishes 4th this time around, ahead of Tristan Abeels, a solid pair of 5th place finishes for the number 9 for Dams Racing. Julian Dummer, Austin Aman, Mick Klinkers, Sven van Melk and Marc-André Quesada round out the top 10. Leon Herbos, Conor Haufer, Matthias Verreken, Dimitar Lazarov and Ryan Rampadarath round out the top 15. Noah Stehauder, Albert Farrow, Klaus Hans, Can Osler, Mikael Kumas and Dejan Habits round out the finishing order. And unfortunately, due to a technical failure for the 122 of Riley Morrow, he would not be able to take the start.